time for your weekly dose of pop culture
with Kathy and Kenny. Welcome to the show.
Pop culture coming at you live on Saturday night. You got the camera together? You're
I'm okay. I'm okay.
moving around there. You're good. You're all good.
I did forget my headphones. You can hear me, right?
I can hear you.
Okay, I forgot my headphones.
I don't know if you can hear me, but we will soldier on. We will find a way to make it happen.
Yeah, we will. How was your week?
It was a rough week. Last week before spring break, we're on spring break now. And it was a rough day because the one thing I said I was going to do during spring break was take a visit to Stone Mountain. And, you know how I like my gadgets. So I have all these cool and funky cameras. And I wanted to actually go to Stone Mountain, take some pictures and just enjoy the day in the park, take a little hike. But I get there and the park is at capacity. So I turn away. And I don't think I'm going to have another clear, sunny day this whole break because it's supposed to rain.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Is Stone Mountain any relation to Witch Mountain?
No.
No? They're not next to each other like Stone Mountain, Witch Mountain, like Return to Witch Mountain.
You see where you're going with that one.
The people 50 and up got that joke. They loved it.
I'm sure. I am so sure.
Oh, Letta's in the house. Ed Brown is in the house. Steve Johnson's in the house. And Scooby Life's in the house.
Let's say hello to some folks. Scooby Life was here early during the pre-show music. Hey, Steve Johnson. Good evening, Steve. And then, Ed's going to have to come back with Steve's going to have to come back with the Ed.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So for those of you who are new to the show, and it looks like, don't tell him that. He doesn't need to read that. Oh, there it is. So,
Thank you very much.
Steve.
He's back.
Ed.
We haven't seen Letta in a couple of weeks. We haven't seen Audrey in a couple of weeks.
So it's all good. It is all good in the neighborhood. How was your week?
Well, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that. It goes on and on and on.
I picked up a new open mic hosting gig.
Okay, cool. At Miss Seeley's Booze or somewhere else?
It's going to be a place called Brothers Kitchen and Glendora.
Okay.
Brothers Kitchen, soul food restaurant. So I'm going to get that. Yeah. Wow. Over my head and right behind in the back. Nice.
Sorry.
Nice. I don't see your list of other songs.
I didn't know I was supposed to make a list. I just thought you were making the list. It's like I said, it's a busy week.
Okay, all right, that's all right. Because
it was a busy, draining school week, and
I don't know, Ed. I don't know if you want to come on or not. We have some Eds on here too.
Yeah, well, I like Ed's because it's the '80s version. So if I were to make a list, it probably would look a lot like Ed's list. And again, thanks to the pop culture kids who are joining us tonight. Today's show is about cover songs. We've been on this music phase for the last 3 weeks. So we figure, hey, Kathy can explain pop culture. We are going to explain the science of cover songs. Not that there is a science, but just talk about some of our favorites.
Now,
since we're talking favorites, if you have a favorite song, go ahead and put it in the comments, a favorite cover song. I think you probably should do original artist and whoever did the remake.
Now, I have an idea for next week's show. I know it's kind of premature. But
I'm having so much
tomorrow,
trouble hearing you.
who?
I said, I'm having trouble hearing you. But maybe that's just me. I mean,
Okay.
I can hear you. You just
Yeah.
sound so far away.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna try to make myself sound closer. I would talk
Okay.
directly into my mic. No, seriously. Um, Tomorrow morning, I'm going to go see Batman.
Oh, no, it's The Batman.
The Batman, whatever. I'm going to go see the movie tomorrow morning. Anyway, Ed, you know what? Take that, scratch that. Can you erase that comment? But I think next week, since it's a big argument of who has the best Batman, I
Uh-huh.
think that should be our show for next week. Who is the better Batman?
You know what? It's so funny because I know you are not a Stern fan. I am a Howard Stern fan, and I listen to Howard Stern along with the wrap-up show. And on Fridays, they do these deep dives. And Friday's deep dive was all about Batman and talking about like Howard Stern's love of Batman. In fact, he says the best soundtrack, bar none, is Prince's soundtrack to Batman.
Yes.
Which
Me and Howard
he's
Stern would agree on one thing then.
he's on the island with that one. I don't know if
Yeah.
it is the absolute best soundtrack or even the best Prince album.
Arms of Orion, Vicky Waiting, Party Man,
Vicky Vale, Party Man, maybe.
The Bat Dance song. It's all like that whole album is fire.
Okay, it's just me then that I got wax in the ears. Well, so next week. Well, does that mean do I have to see the movie because I still have not reached my movie going threshold? And guys, maybe you could tell me how many of you have been to a theater because I have not been to a theater since the start of this pandemic. I've been Hulu, Netflix, and HBO maxing it all the way. In fact, tonight I'm probably going to watch West Side Story since it's on Disney Plus now. But I have not been in a theater.
We usually go Sunday morning because Sunday mornings the theater isn't as crowded, and we usually go Sunday morning. There's not a lot of people around Sunday morning.
But because this movie is coming out and it's so big, you know.
Tickets are cheaper too Sunday morning.
And that, yeah. Well, Ed's saying they're fine now, clean, not as crowded.
I think with a movie like Batman, also what they're probably going to do is they're probably going to have Batman show. I'm going at the Cinemark 16 in Summerdale. They're probably going to have Batman shown in at least 6-7 theaters so you can spread people out.
Okay. We lost our theater. Our theater in Statesville actually closed before the pandemic even started. So for us, it's a road trip, probably about 20-25 miles up the road to Mooresville or down the road.
Let me give you guys a picture of Statesville on where Kathy lives. It's a very small town. And I can see the theater closing. It's a very quaint little town in a quaint little area. I remember I was there a couple of years ago, and I had a debate with our cousin Jeffrey, who insisted that Statesville was the city. And I said, "How is this the city?" He goes, "We got this, we got that, and we got a college right down the street." I said, "Tell me something. Do you pass cows on the way to the college?" Well, yeah. Then you're not in the city.
You don't pass cows to MIT, Mitchell in town. It's a community college, but hey, it's a college. And we're where two major intersections meet, 40 and 77. So that's big city living, I guess, for the South. In any case, tonight we're talking cover songs. And no, I didn't make a list. I thought you were just making a list of covers. And we've been talking music, I guess, for the last 3 weeks. Yeah. So we're just rolling on this music theme. Next week, I guess we will talk the Batman. Maybe because I'm out this week, maybe I'll try to go see it. I don't even know whether I would want that to be my first movie, my first, pandemic movie.
Do we want to do Ed's list or do we want to do my list first?
Either one, wherever you want to go,
Let's
that's
do
where
my
we
list
go
first. Let's see
tonight.
if Ed wants to come
It's
on.
free and loose. Yes, cousin Jeffrey.
Yeah,
It's free and loose. So, hey, we got no rules.
We got no rules. Okay, so
I mean, we do have some standards, some like like absolutes, like Die Hard is not a Christmas movie.
Wow. Wow.
Some,
is that what we're doing?
But other than that,
no.
We just go with the flow here on Kathy and Ken Explain Pop Culture. Oh, my chair's creaking.
The words of Kathy Walker does not express the totality of the show itself.
Ooh, we get some great covers. Andrea Carr did a great
Starman.
There is oh gosh, was that the no, that's Starman though, because there was another song that was featured in the TV series Girls that was a David Bowie cover that was really good, but I think her name was Aurora, who did a cover of
Thank you, Letta.
No, it's not.
Thank you, Letta. That's
Die Hard is
that's my cousin, not yours. That's my cousin.
We can start with some of Ed's list because I think he had some cool. His was like an '80s focus, and I thought that was kind of cool.
I'm under the impression that some people should not be covered.
Who should not be covered?
Like, if you're covering a Bowie song,
I don't know.
Icons, like you really can't cover the icons. You can't cover Michael Jackson. People have done it. You can't cover Prince.
I like Alien Ant Farm does a version of Smooth Criminal.
I don't like that.
I do.
You really shouldn't be able to cover Stevie.
Oh, why not? That's one of the reasons I wanted to do a cover because I had missed that whole George Michael, Mary J. Blige cover of As.
Yeah.
And I thought that was awesome. And the video was like kick butt. I'm sorry. You could cover Stevie. Whitney Houston should not be covered, but she actually did a cover.
Very interesting you should say that. But let's start with Ed's honorable mention. Shadow of the Night by Helen Snyder in 81, done by Pat Benatar in 82.
Oh, yeah. I think, again, Pat Benatar just kind of took that and ran with it. Always Something There to Remind Me. I didn't know that was originally recorded. I
didn't know that was. I like that song.
Guess who wrote that?
Always something there to remind me.
Do you know who wrote it?
No. Lou Johnson?
No, a very famous songwriter, and I didn't realize it till I went to a off Broadway show that was actually produced by Kathy Najimy because I got to meet her that night. And that was really cool. But it was written by someone, and they do it in this whole play that's a retrospective of his work, and the audience is kind of looking like, huh? And then the actors in the play actually turn and go, yes, that is Burt Bacharach.
Really?
Yeah.
That's Burt Bacharach. Wow.
Yep. Wow. Burt Bacharach wrote Always Something There to Remind Me. And actually he produced the song by Naked Eyes. So again, I can see why that would be a remake.
He did a Quincy Jones thing on that remake because Quincy Jones does it a lot. Quincy Jones has songs that he did back in the 50s and 60s, and he'll redo them. They produced by other people back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, and he'll redo them. Like if you look at his album Q's Juke Joint, a lot of those songs are remade songs. Stomp.
Because Stomp was originally the Brothers Johnson, correct?
Yeah, Stomp was originally Brother Johnson, but he put a bunch of rappers. There was other stuff like that they did on Q's Juke Joint, which was originally done by I forgot who was originally. I think
my all-time favorite. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm jumping ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so the next we have Police on My Back. I don't know if I've heard this song.
I don't know if I know this one. So the original artists were the Equals in 1968, and it was redone by the Clash in 1980.
See, the only thing I know about the Clash is Rock the Casbah and Should I Stay or Should I Go?
Okay. There's more to the Clash. You need
There's
to.
more to the Clash. I know. The Clash is a very innovative band. They were like one of the first in the 80s, like political rock bands, kind of, sort of. So, yeah.
For the next one, I was thinking the remake was done in the 80s by Phil Collins, but the original was from the Supremes, You Can't Hurry Love. And when you think about cover songs, I think the reason why people cover them is because either the song titles or there's such good hooks to the songs that, because if you think about, I don't want to get ahead of the list, but I didn't see it on there. Like, I Think We're Alone Now, was, a 50s song that was remade. But for the Supremes, they were doing songs from that Motown songbook. And a lot of those songs were written by people like Smokey Robinson, Stevie Wonder, Holland Dozier Holland, Barry Gordy himself wrote a lot of songs. And one of my favorite covers, and I'm not even sure who recorded it first, but everybody knows and loves Heard It Through the Grapevine by Marvin Gaye. But in my opinion, the better version or the best version is the cover version by Gladys Knight and the Pips.
Now, there's a remix of that cover version on Motown Remix.
Oh, really?
And they did a remix of the Gladys Knight and the Pips version of I Heard It Through the Grapevine. It's on the album of Motown Remixes. And the remix of I Heard It Through the Grapevine with Gladys Knight and the Pips is nothing but fire.
Whoa, I got to check that out.
If you listen to on the remix, because what they do is they remix songs. And they a modern DJ will come and take these old songs and remix them. If you hear this version of I Heard It Through the Grapevine by Gladys Knight and the Pips remixed,
because that is like one of my all-time favorites.
Now, Luther Vandross' cover of Heat Waves, Always and Forever, I didn't like that.
I don't even remember that.
I remember it. I didn't like it.
I don't know. I loved the Heat Wave version. That was like the big song when I was in like 8th grade.
And just like I didn't like Boyz II Men version of It's So Hard to Say Goodbye to Yesterday.
Oh, see, I like their version of It's So Hard.
Remix. I didn't like their version of the old song from Cooley High. I didn't like that. I like the original song.
Coach Cheese.
Coach Cheese.
Anyway, that we're gonna relive Cooley High. But what was I had a thought and I lost it.
One of the saddest deaths in movies. That's a show right there too. The saddest death in the movie. So she's dying in Cooley High.
Saddest movie deaths. That's such a depressing show.
Oh man,
we were doing this show to lift our spirits through the pandemic. Now you're just gonna don't bring me down. Don't bring me
down.
Okay. Anyway, but no, there were a lot of remakes, like I guess in the Motown catalog as they all recorded these songs. Now, this is a good one because Ed had a focus on the 80s, and his honorable mention were two songs in the 80s by two different artists of two different genres, the same song. I Didn't Mean to Turn You On, which was first a hit for Sherelle in 1984. But then, like, not even a year later, Robert Palmer took it and and put his spin on I Didn't Mean to Turn You On. And I apologize because I didn't make a Spotify list of some of these songs, but we probably should go back and make a Spotify list.
Well, okay, I'll do
And
it.
we could post it
I'll do it after the movie tomorrow morning.
after the movie. Okay. Oh, Tommy James. But wasn't he with a group? I thought he was with a group. Tommy James and then Tiffany did that. I Think You're Alone Now. Mariah Carey's cover of Nilsson's Without You.
I don't remember. I don't think I've ever heard that.
I am like, maybe I'm weird. I'm just not the biggest Mariah Carey fan.
You know what? I'm not the biggest. It's some songs that she does, like when she first came out with what's that first song? Genius of Love, not Genius of Love. The first song.
Wasn't that a remake from the Art of Noise song?
Yeah, the first single she came out with. I remember it was like 1991, and I remember driving out to California and hearing that song.
And you know what? There is a difference, and it's kind of hard nowadays because I think nowadays a lot of artists like to sample some of the old songs, but they're not necessarily covers. And to me, if it's a cover, that means you are taking basically the essence of the song, whether it's the melody, the words, the whole song. So even though like Dolly Parton had I'll Always Love You and it had more of a country feel, Whitney Houston kind of elevated it into this like gospel-y pop ballad. That was not your cue to scream. Stop that. Okay. So I didn't mean to turn you on, and I do like the Cherelle version better. I had to agree with you there, Ed.
I didn't know Mickey was a cover.
I didn't know this was news to me, but everybody kind of knows.
Found out Mickey was a cover.
Right. Everybody knows Tony Basil. Oh, Mickey. What a pity. You don't understand. Take Me by the Heart When You Take Me by the Hand. But it was a cover of a song called Kitty. So I want to go back and listen to that because I gotta find out about this. Oh, Kitty. You know what? Another cover I heard the original by Dobie Gray. I heard it yesterday, I think, when I was getting coffee, and Hootie and the Blowfish does a cover of it called Drift Away, which is just awesome. I love me some Hootie. I love the original. I love Hootie. I don't know which one I like more, but Drift Away, you know that song?
I had to hear it.
Give me the beat, boys, and free my soul.
Oh, yeah.
I want to get lost.
And you rock and roll and drift
away. But anyway, I'm going to just throw my covers in because I didn't put them on a list. But as they come to me, I will share.
So Ed's number top 5 covers. His number 5 is I Want Candy, which was originally done by the Strangeloves in '65, and then done by Bow Wow Wow in '82.
And for you Philly folks, if you go back, if you know your 80s, you know that I Want Candy riff was also the beginning intro of Friday Night Videos. Am I right or am I right? Come on, Ed, back me up now.
I would have to think back on that.
You don't read that I Want Candy was the beginning of like Friday Night Videos. So before you had MTV, to get your music video fix in the early 80s, you had to watch Friday Night Videos at like 11:30 on, I don't know, Channel 6 or some, one of those channels anyway. Or was it on the UHF channel?
Bow Wow Wow, and Where Are They Now?
Bow Wow Wow, Where Are They Now? That's a good question.
Bow Wow Wow, and Where Are They Now?
Bow Wow Wow, Where Are They Now? Ann Wilson from Heart cover Stairway to Heaven at the White House Kennedy Center Honors of Led Zeppelin. Oh, wow. That probably was awesome.
I mean, yeah.
I love Ann Wilson's voice.
That would go along with when Prince got nominated for a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and they all and Prince, George Harrison's son, Tom Petty, it was a couple other guitarists, all did that song by George Harrison. That would go up there with that. They covered that song, and Prince like killed it.
So wait, so tributes are different than covers? Is that what
Yeah.
you're saying?
Yeah, tribute. Because you're doing a tribute for a show one time. So it's not really, they covered it, but it's not something that's played on the radio all the time and whatnot, you know?
Video rock. It's wild, it's hot, it's video rock. Channel 17. That's what it was. I knew it was.
Leave the Ed to be on
Ed
top
would
of
know. I thought it was Friday night videos though.
But you know what? And
It came on Friday night.
And Wilson is amazing, so I might have to YouTube that. Stairway to Heaven thing, Scooby Life. Thank you very much for sharing that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to check that out because Ann Wilson has an amazing voice.
There's another song that I didn't know. They don't know Christy McCall in 1979.
That was the original in 1979, but it was.
They don't know.
And Tracy Ullman, and that was like right before the start. In fact, I believe that was the theme song for the Tracy Ullman show when it first came out on Fox. It was because that was like her hit song, and this is some of the actors from that show, the Tracy Ullman show. But
this is where I veer away from other guys because I have crushes on strange people. I had a crush on Tracy Ullman when I was younger.
I thought you were going to say Julie Kavner.
But she was hot too.
From Rhoda.
Yeah, she was hot too.
But for Tracy Ullman or the Tracy Ullman show, I think it doesn't get enough credit. I mean, everybody knows it was the origins of The Simpsons. And also, I think there were some other shows that probably would not have aired or had such success had the Tracy Ullman show not got it shot. Everything from In Living Color to even Ben Stiller's show, I think can probably say, hey, thank you, Tracy Ullman, for, and again, bringing those characters out and sketch comedy aside from what was done on Saturday Night Live. So kudos to that. Let's see what's in the comments. KWS cover of Casey and the Sunshine's Band. Please don't go. I can't.
Please don't go. Please don't go.
Oh, that was originally Casey and the Sunshine Band?
I guess so.
Huh. All right.
You learned. Begging. I love Mad Tom's version of Begging. I know there's a new one out with some group. I don't like that one. And then the original Begging was done by I have it on my playlist too. The original Begging was done by a funk group, and then Madcom did the Begging with the rap in it that appeared on one of the Step Up movies. I believe Step Up 3. But the Madcom
the fact that you know your different Step Up movies is kind of scary. I barely got.
I know all my Step Up movies.
Step Up 1, yikes!
Step Up 1, Step Up 2, Step Up 3. Step Up 4, Step Up the Revolution, Step Up All In. Oh yeah, I love my stuff. Because that's I used to dance like that all the time.
Okay, moving on.
Wow. Okay.
As far as the 80s are concerned, one of the biggest covers was from your boy. The original was from Prince. And the remix cover version, Shaka Khan. A lot of people think that that was, to me, she owned that song. I mean, and I know most people know that, the Sinead O'Connor, Nothing Compares to You. But I guess as far as the charts are concerned, I think that I Feel For You by Shaka Khan was a more popular song. And was that Was that the same album he had Bambi on? I think it was. Was that the
I
blue
think I
one?
Feel For You was, because Bambi was on his first album, and I think I Feel For You was on his first album.
On the first album.
Yeah.
But my favorite cover of people doing Prince songs is Alicia Keys doing one of my favorite Prince songs, which is a B-side. It's
How
not
come
even
you don't call me anymore, baby.
Probably that face. Anyway, my one of my favorite covers. It was the B-side, and I can't remember whether it was 1999 or anyway. And I know this because back then I had the actual 45, and I found myself playing the B-side, and it had a little glitch at the end, so that very last few words would always skip. But that's how I knew that song, with that little glitch, and why I miss vinyl so much. Anyway, and I have some vinyl here, so I probably need to buy myself a record player.
Now, now that we're talking about Prince, real quick, there's some new controversy in the Prince estate where apparently Morris Day went online saying that the estate says that Morris Day can no longer perform under Morris Day in the time.
Oh, why not?
I don't know. It's a big thing. More to come later as soon as I read up on it. But Morris Day did a big thing, and he was saying how, Prince didn't mind them using Morris Day at the time, when he was alive, and he was saying how Prince actually booked him for shows as Morris Day at the time, and thought they were a funky band and an all-together band. And now that the estate, the Prince estate, they're saying that you can't use that no more.
So, breaking news right here on Kathy and Kitty Explain Pop Culture. Breaking Prince news. How can we have news breaking for someone who's been dead for over 5 years? Anyway, Morris Day can no longer appear.
Too, on more Prince news, Apollonia apparently has a podcast now.
I thought she was dead.
No. Vanity's dead.
Oh,
Apollonia's
sorry.
Still alive.
Okay.
Apollonia has a podcast, and one of her guests was Jill Jones.
Oh, yeah.
Guests, and they had 2 episodes of Jill Jones. I watched this podcast with Jill Jones, and I had to listen to the album that Jill Jones put out separately, but the podcast is them gossiping too much about Prince. It's not.
Well, that's how you get ears to listen.
Yeah, it's not. I listened one time, and I'm like, I can't do this anymore. Like 2 has-beens talking about somebody great like Prince. Yeah, I'm good.
Did you read his wife's book?
No, I did not.
Okay, I thought it was pretty good.
I might have it at home. I might have it. I have a few Prince books.
And I listened to it the weekend I came up to when we went to see the Revolution after Prince's passing down in South Philly. I listened to that whole album, so I was like immersed in Prince that weekend. And oh yes, Prince covering that could have been a whole nother section, just like artists who've covered Prince. And of course, Tom Jones did a cover of Kiss with The Art of Noise, so that's a classic one. Prince didn't like paperwork, so he barely had people there. Trademarks, yeah.
When I had a band and we had to do Kiss. I did it like Tom Jones because I wasn't hitting the falsetto.
Oh, okay. More breaking news.
Bookman passed away today.
I didn't know Bookman passed away.
Bookman passed away today. Yeah, I saw that today. Yes. Rest in power, brother. Bookman passed away.
And we have, actually, Ed's next on the list is from the band Soft Cell, and that is Tainted Love. But that's actually, isn't that a twofer? Because the original was by, wrong group. The original was Tainted Love was by Gloria Jones, but when they did Tainted Love, they kind of went into Baby, Where Did Our Love Go? Yeah. So that's like A double cover.
Hey, look. Hey,
Double
Archer's
cover?
in the room.
Double cover.
Hey,
Huh?
Archer's in the room. Hey, Archer.
Hey, thanks for swinging by. I like my tell she runs a dog rescue with her adopted daughter. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I really enjoyed reading her book, and it was really kind of sad
Is
at
SO
parts.
Southern California? It never rains in Southern California.
You know the singing
It
rule.
never rains in Southern.
All right.
It really
Number
didn't rain
one
when
on
I lived there.
Ed's cover list, 80s version, is Mick Jagger, David Bowie, who we were talking a little bit about last week, and Dancing in the Streets. And that was a cover of, that's who I had up there earlier, Martha and the Vandellas did the original. But again, those Motown songs, I think just about everything that Motown put out was covered by somebody. Somebody did a cover of something. So the hellos are going with everyone, and I can't say the whole time, but I have a couple of favorites: House of a Thousand Suns, Five Finger Death Punch, Metallica, Turn the Page. Hey Archer is going back to his heavy metal days, or maybe he never left them. Um,
Well,
and
okay. Scooby Life, I do have a list coming up here.
okay, yes.
That I did. What we're going to do is Kathy's going to take a break. She's going to tell you about buying a coffee and everything else. And then we're going to come back with my half of the list.
Oh wow, you segued so well, and usually he doesn't do that well. He kind of talks on and over me, and I never get anything in. Anyway, it's Kathy and Kenny. We talk pop culture every Saturday night. We thank you so much for the pop culture kids who join us. Scooby Life, Ed, thank you. Hey Archer for stopping by. Steve. Cousin Letta, cousin Lisa, everybody, just the pop culture kids in the house. One way to support the show is to give us a thumbs up. If you're watching on YouTube, consider subscribing to the channel, turning on the bell notifications. You can always buy us a coffee. We appreciate the support. And we're back. What happened to you, Kenny? I did it
I'm
in like
sorry.
5 seconds or less. I didn't do your plug, but if you want, I can do your plug because in
Yeah,
addition to doing this,
let's
my
go
brother
over the
Kenny
list.
is also the
You forgot to mention Audrey.
Audrey. I'm sorry, and Audrey because she is here every week. So cool.
As we can. Um. So
Okay, so Kenny's list as far as the radio voice.
you did kind of hit with the radio voice. You did kind of.
You know what? I sometimes I fall into that mode. You should see some of the toys I got because I got a sound thing so that when I actually record, because it's so big in here, everything bounce. Why are you shaking your head?
Because you should never get online and say you should see some of the toys I got. That's not.
I love my toys. My sound canceling headphones. Well, you can't see my ZV-10 because I'm broadcasting from it. This is a cool toy. My Rodecaster Go for when I vlog, and I like my toys. I like my toys. Oh, I also got a new Sigma 16 lens for the Sony ZV-1. So I'm gonna get off.
I don't have any toys, but if you're in the Jersey area, I am broadcasting from the Words Out Production Studio. So we can do podcasts in here and we record. This is where we do a lot of our recording for Words Out Productions product, and we also have a studio that we can rent out to other people. So
yes, Kenny is CFO, CEO, C something O, C Feed Me Seymour, I don't know, of Words
HNIC.
Out Productions. So there's a link in the description for more information on what Kenny is doing, whether it's him giving his positive message every morning or Words Out Productions and the open mics that he's doing. So, all right, plugs are done. Let's look at your list because you didn't put the original artist on your list.
But my one on my honorable mention, Ruby Baby by Donald Fagen, which was originally done, I believe, by Dion.
Oh, Dion?
Ruby Baby, when will you be mine?
But I do like that. And I'm sorry, but Donald Fagen's The Nightfly is just...
Yeah, it's like one of the greatest albums ever. The Nightfly is amazing.
I can't believe we actually agree on something.
Yes, we agree that Nightfly is amazing.
And this... Okay, go ahead. Your next one. I didn't know this was I didn't know anybody would remake this.
Well, this is really a jazz remake, so there's no vocals involved.
Okay.
But Bad Plus remade Nirvana's "Smell Like Teen Spirit."
Oh, okay.
Google it, Spotify it, look for it on your playlist, wherever you get music. Bad Plus. It's a jazz version of "Smell Like Teen Spirit," and it is off the chain. You just just sit back and listen. Wow. And this is a piano player, a bass player, and a drummer. And when you listen to it, you're going to swear that it was dubbed. Like they dubbed the parts over and everything and re-recorded. It is not. They specifically put on the CD that none of this work is dubbed.
You know who else did a remake of Smells Like Teen Spirit?
Who?
Paul Anka. Now, not the Paul Anka dog from Gilmore Girls, and that's a reference for like 5 people who might know that. But Paul Anka actually did. I think I have this. I have the CD, or I had the CD. A lot of my CDs I downloaded, and some of them I can't even find the actual CD anymore. But he did like all these like 90s grunge type songs.
I don't know if I need to hear Paul Anka doing grunge.
It's good though.
I don't know if that's something I need to add to my life. I don't know if that's something
your life would be better for it.
That's in there. A Paul Anka doing grunge.
It's good. I'm telling you.
Okay.
You need that. You need that whole album in your life because it's. Everybody. Gosh, what was? I don't know the name of the album. If I find the name of the album, I will share it with you. But Paul Anka does all of these great like 90s songs, and Ed probably will come up with it before I can. But it is Johnny Cash.
Paul Anka's Johnny Cash.
Well, Johnny Cash may do it, and I know he did. Was it Creep? Or he did a remake of one song, but Paul Anka, I'm telling you, he had a whole album because it was like, some of the songs sounded weird because I think he did a song by Collective Soul. It was a couple of different songs. Yes, Audrey, because I couldn't remember your name, and Kenny is.
I'm on top of it like it's a horse. Don't worry about it, Audrey. I got you, baby.
All right, what else is on your list?
Lakeside's version of the Beatles song, "I Want to Hold Your Hand."
I don't think I've ever heard Lakeside's version.
Lakeside's version of "I Want to Hold Your Hand" takes that Beatles song and makes it so soulful and powerful. Like I just want to hold anybody's hand.
I gotta look for you. We already mentioned your other honorable mention, and that was Shaka Khan, who did the remake of Prince.
Yeah, I feel for you. which we've already talked about. Now on my top 5, and this is a classic because this guy redid this song so well, you thought that he had originally did it and wrote this. But with a little help from my friends by Joe Cocker.
And the original?
Huh?
You know, the original?
The original was done by the Beatles.
The beat. Okay. I wanted to, I was just testing to see if you knew.
I know. The original was done by the Beatles. And the live version of Joe Cocker doing this song is so iconic and classic. And it's very like, you realize he was probably high when he was singing it because the way he did it. But it was just so on point. My number 4 is a very popular song. A lot of people know, "Killing Me Softly" by the Fugees, which is originally was Roberta Flack.
Yeah.
And everybody knows now when you listen to a lot of people don't know the Roberta Flack version, but every time you hear it, everybody's going 1 time, 2 times.
I don't say that when I hear the Roberta Flack version. Okay, maybe I do. Maybe a couple times.
Now my next one, number 3, is Whitney Houston doing a remake of Dolly Parton's song "I Will Always Love You." And I always love you.
That's scary. Don't do that. Please don't do that.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing about this too. When you're a songwriter, as long as you have your papers in order, Dolly Parton made a lot of money from Whitney Houston singing that song.
Oh yeah,
she's got her own amusement park. I'm just saying.
And oh yeah, Dolly Parton is amazing. But you know what? The one person, and we didn't talk about her tonight yet, that you don't want covering your song is Aretha Franklin, because she kind of takes it over and then it's not your song anymore. You know what? Ask Otis Redding about Respect. Talk to Carole King. It's like, once Aretha takes your song, you're like, okay, I'm done. Yeah. It's like, I'm tapping out.
Once Aretha takes your song, it's a wrap.
You know? Yeah. Pavarotti is like, what? Why did I have a sore throat that night? Because she'll take your song, she'll own it.
If you're an artist and you're driving down the street and you turn the radio on, and back in the day before she was live, and if Aretha redid your song, you just look at the driver and going, oh.
Man. It's over. It's over, Johnny. Okay. All right. Next on your list.
Along the Watchtower by Jimi Hendrix, originally a Bob Dylan song. But Hendrix kind of took that over, really. Actually, Hendrix's version was featured in the movie The Watchmen.
Oh, yeah.
It was a great scene where they were coming on the fortress in Antarctica, and they were coming up upon it, and then you heard along the Watchtower because they were attacking the fortress, and it was like it was great. I mean, they got there and got their butts whooped, but still, it was a great scene.
You know, and I think I watched the first episode of The Watchmen. I got to go back and watch.
That's the TV series. I'm talking about the movie. There's a movie and there's a series. The series is fire. Any movie that can, any series that can bring back Lou Gossett Jr., I'm in. You brought back Lou Gossett.
You're all for that. Well, hopefully, and I might have to change to the other mic because I'm hearing a lot of the noises from upstairs and the rolling is coming through. Hopefully, you can't hear that.
No, we can't.
Can you hear that? Okay, good. I can hear it in my headphones. I wasn't sure if I could hear it. Because sometimes if the dryer's on and all that other sound. Anyway, now on your number 1, I don't know whether you did these in any particular order, but because I didn't do the list, you just I just thought you were going to list a bunch of covers. I didn't realize I was supposed to even come up with my top 5 because I don't have one. Although I think I've mentioned probably more than 5 covers that I like. Number 1, you always go back to Prince. So this is not somebody doing a cover of a Prince song, but Prince actually doing a cover of another song from an album I really enjoyed.
Prince has done a few covers of other
Mhm.
people's songs. Bet You by
He
Dolly
did a
Wild,
cover of Sheryl Crow's Winding Road.
Winding Road, but he did a version of One of Us by Joan Osborne, I believe, in the 90s. And he redid that One of Us.
I love that Joan Osborne album.
I believe it's on the Emancipation album. He does switch some words out because the Emancipation was about him breaking away from the label and him being a slave to the label and no longer a slave. So he's like, what if God was, we changed the words, what if God was one of us, just a slob like one of us, just a slave like one of us. So he does change the words a little bit, but his version of One of Us is, just listen to this version of One of Us. It's kind of like, it's so spiritual and it's so transcending. It's such a good track. And he does it in his Prince style.
He Princifies it.
Yeah, it's mystical. Like, listen to the original and then listen to Prince. Or just don't even listen to the original. Just listen to Prince's version.
Just listen to the version.
And it's a version that he does. I saw an artist perform at an open mic one time, and they were doing a lot of cover songs. And I said, you know what? Listen to Prince's version of One of Us. And she was a guitar player. And I said, listen to Prince's version of One of Us and see if you could try that, because that would be a great song for you. Because I was listening to her vocals and everything. And the way her vocals came out. So,
It's when your phone goes off.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so you can hear that. At least I can hear that, but you can't hear the rolling. But okay. There was you know what I wanted to say too, because I think that artist, the original artist Joan Osborne, is actually from the Philadelphia area. Because if I'm not mistaken, it was members of the Hooters, and not the restaurant owners, but Day by Day Hooters, 80s Hooters, who I think produced her.
Zombies. Yeah.
Oh, you zombies. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm taking you down that rabbit hole. If it's an 80s rabbit hole, I'm going to definitely go down there. And hey, if you want to go down the 80s rabbit hole, visit Ed's 80s music page, because you will definitely go down the rabbit hole, because I saw where he posted something on moonlighting and I was like, oh my gosh, that takes me back. Some walk by day. Anyway, that's a lot of covers. We have covered a lot of different covers. What covers did we miss? Classic cover, Ode to Joy. Aha. That's a classic cover.
Well, we didn't talk about the cover that.
But you got to get a hold of this Paul Anka album. I'm telling you, it's just fun to listen to.
Ode to Joy. Look at that from the movie Die Hard.
It never fails. It never fails.
It never fails. Never.
Oh man!
Now,
every week.
We didn't do like the cover that started the conversation was the cover of As by George Michael and Mary J.
George Michael.
Look, I'm a fan of George Michael. Rest in peace. I'm a fan of Mary J. Blige, but I'm not a fan of redoing the Stevie song.
I think you could. And actually, oh yeah. So I think the Paul Anka cover album that I think everybody needs to listen to is called Rock Swings. He does a cover of Jump by Van Halen. He does Lionel Richie's Hello. Smells Like Teen Spirit. It is a great album. I'm telling you, I
Yeah,
love this
I don't know
album.
if this is something I want to listen to. I don't.
I'm telling you, it's fun. It's fun.
Maybe I'll
He
listen to it
he
if I
does
have
a version of
nothing.
Everybody Hurts,
If I
Eyes
have
Without a
nothing else better to
Face.
do, there's nothing to stream on TV. There's nothing on TV. I have nothing. No one wants to talk to me, and
My
I'm
favorite is
totally
Black
alone
Hole
one night
Sun.
and
Come
can't sleep.
on.
Maybe I'll plug it in and listen to it. But
Elvis's cover of, but I'm sorry, there's nothing like the Neil Diamond version. And I know,
yeah,
it's
some
just,
songs you shouldn't cover. Like no one should cover Neil Diamond's Sweet
bah.
Caroline.
You could cover Neil
No,
Diamond,
you
but
cannot. Not Sweet Caroline. You can't. No.
yeah, Sweet Caroline, you might want to leave that one alone.
That's like somebody trying to cover the Double Dutch Bus. Nobody can do that.
Why would you cover the Double Dutch Bus? Oh, let's hope the double Dutch Bus.
I see Ed has here.
Oh, now that's a good one.
But what about when they did not they what's the lead singer for Van Halen?
David Lee Roth.
David Lee Roth. We did California Girls.
He did. Oh, he did. That's
he
right.
Also did. I'm Just a Gigolo.
Oh, speaking of 80s, what about the Bengals doing Look Around. These around.
Haze of Winter. Was it Haze of Summer?
Hazy Shade of Winter.
Hazy Shade of Winter, yes.
I love that version. I think they did a good job with that. Yeah. Right. Just a gigolo. I ain't got nobody. So
I ain't got nobody. Nobody.
No. Hazy Shade of Winter. It was like on the tip of my tongue, but I think that was a good and classic cover.
Well, as a group, I like the Bengals.
Oh, the Bengals. Oh God.
The Bengals were pretty cool.
The Bengals were awesome. I don't know which one, Bengals or Go-Go's?
Ooh.
If you had to pick, you're trapped in the corner, best 80s girl band.
You know what? I would have to go with the Bengals because they had a presence and they really rocked.
And they did a Prince song. So I knew you were going to go. I should have, like, Ed is the authority on the 80s. He says the Go-Go's, but,
I'm going to go with the Bengals because the Bengals did, like, very musically and arrangement wise, the Bengals were very cool. Like, the break on Hazy Days of Winter, Walk Like an Egyptian. A lot of things they did were very like.
The Go-Go's are getting more votes. Sorry.
The Go-Go's are getting more votes?
The Go-Go's, Ed picked the Go-Go's, Scooby Life picked the Go-Go's. It's the Go-Go's, not the Bengals. But
Jess Sampson is in the room.
Jess Sampson is in the house.
Jess Sampson's in the house.
Yeah, and saying hello to folks.
Chris wrote Manic Monday.
Manic Monday. Just another man. Well, hey, we are coming in on the end of a frantic Friday and a saturated Saturday. And
you're supposed to be my friend, Dara. I said, I didn't say Go-Go's, Dara.
So it looks like if it's an either or, Bengals Go-Go's win.
Well, everybody's wrong except for me. It's the Bengals.
I'm used to being out on the island by myself because, as I say, and this is true, Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. So I'm going to die on that island. And with that, we want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with us on a Saturday night. We are Kathy and
Kenny,
and we explain pop culture every Saturday night. So glad that you guys can hang out with us and take some time to kind of, be silly because, things are serious and life is getting kind of crazy.
because we have to determine who is the best Batman.
Yes. Join us next week.
I know who the best Batman is because I'm a big Batman fan. So you're not going to beat me out on this. And I will break it down for you if you don't understand.
Who was... I think it's the OG, but that's just me.
Oh, what, Adam West?
Yeah, OG, original Batman. Come on.
Adam West? Well, he wasn't the original Batman because there were Batman in the 40s. There were two Batmans in the 40s.
Yeah, see, Ed has the right answer. But, you know. Thank you so much, Steve. Thank you so much. Ed put a comment, but we're not going to flash that on the screen. You know what? We didn't do Joan Jett. I'm sorry.
I Love Rock and Roll.
Jumping back into our covers.
I Love Rock and Roll was a cover, wasn't it?
But no, but I thought was Bad Reputation, or I know she did a couple of covers. But anyway, next week. So do I have to? Because I really can't vote on the best Batman unless I see the Batman. So I'm going to have to physically go to a theater. And I don't know whether I want to waste my first post-pandemic movie on the Batman. What if I don't like it? How long is it?
3 hours.
Are you serious?
No, I'm kidding. I thought we established.
Can we not tell a story in like an hour, 59 minutes or less?
No.
Nobody needs to sit in a theater for 3 hours.
It might not be a 3 hour movie. I might be.
Oh my, that's crazy. That's crazy talk. Oh my goodness. What has the Schneider cut done to us?
That is right. Clemson and Clover by Tommy James
and the
Shandells. And Joan Jett did that.
So, Tommy James and the Shandells. And then Joan Jett and the Blackhearts.
But Joan Jett was 80s crush. She was hot.
Okay. Before we go down this rabbit hole, once again, thank you guys for hanging out with us on another Saturday night. We will see you same bat time, same bat channel. Next week, we break down the best Batman of all times. Is it Pattinson? Is it Kilmer? Is it Keaton? Is it Clooney? Is it...
Time out. We all know it's not Clooney.
Why hate on Clooney?
We all know. Even Clooney says it's not Clooney. Okay?
Don't hate on Clooney. It was just a bad mix of chemicals and directors and actors, and
even Clooney apologizes for that performance. Okay, so it's not Clooney.
All right, guys. So there's your homework. Watch all of your Batmans. For those of you brave enough to go see the new one, let us know how it is. Kenny, you're going tomorrow morning.
I'll be all masked up.
Hey, I got the week off. I might try to catch an early show so I can go to an empty theater. Because you know what I miss?
Under my mask.
I miss like that whole movie theater experience. And I'm telling you, folks, the best is when you get freshly popped popcorn. See, that's why if I go to an early show, I would hate going to an early show because they might just have the popcorn from last night that they put in trash bags.
I'm not listening to Kathy. Yeah.
And never eat the hot dogs. That's all I'm gonna say. I spent the summer working in a movie theater in Whittier, California. So don't eat the hot dogs.
I don't want to listen to Kathy.
Make sure they're popping the popcorn fresh. That's all I'm gonna say.
Don't.
And
experience with wax.
Fountain drinks, 50-50. If I were you, I'd smuggle in a bottle of water. That's all I'm saying.
Wow.
Anyway. Oh, yeah. So if you go to the Sunday show, you definitely are getting Saturday night.
Okay. Anyway.
Ew.
God bless your soul and keep living. Peace.
Peace.
Batman next week. The best Batman.
We'll see you guys next week on Kathy and Kenny Explain Pop Culture.
Thank you for geeking out with Kathy and Kenny on Kathy and Kenny Explain Pop Culture.